his way to the cage. 6'4", 170-pound Brandon Davis, the challenger for the 170-pound elite cage fighting title.
We got 5 rounds, 4 minutes apiece. A potential 20 minutes of fight coming up here. Brandon Davis will be taking on the 6'2", 270-pound, 9-4 Tony Rogers. What you think, Tony?
Brandon Davis, the last time we saw him, winner by armbar. The guy had a 6 ground game. That was against... Check my records. Keep it going. Very tall, 6'4", as we said, 170 pounds. You know, that's got Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu written all over it.
Yep, looking really lean in this weight
And your champion, fighting out of the ring corner, standing 6'2", inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. With a record of 9 wins, 4 losses, fighting out of Marshall, North Carolina, and Full Circle MMA. Please welcome Tony "The Snake" Rogers.
Tony Rogers, 6'2", 170-pound former freedom fighter, 170-pound champion, 9-4 record at only 21 years of age.
A lot of fights.
That's a lot of fights. That's a lot of fights for a 30-year-old.
Yeah, it's a lot of experience coming in the cage, going up against a 2-2 Brandon Davis. We'll see if that plays a factor. Tony Rogers has been in some wars, and he is one of his own. I expect him to come out here and push the pace tonight. If I was him, I'd try to get him to ground early, but like you said, Brandon Davis' ground game is no joke.
Yeah, I think actually Tony Rogers will capitalize on the stand-up aspect of it. I saw Tony Rogers fight Kelly Wilkins, who was a 5-time tough man competitor, and took it to him on the feet. Now, his last fight was back on June 23rd at Battle Forge Freedom Fighter card for the 170-pound title, where he defended it against Jesse Atkins and was put to sleep by first-round triangle. But rather than tap, Tony Rogers took it out and would either go to sleep than tap to a triangle. So that just tells you the mental capacity, mental toughness of how tough Tony Rogers is. Coming out of Full Circle MMA, they have a lot of good fighters coming out of there. Bruce Gunter, Joel Porter. I mean, that is an MMA gym known for its fighters.
Tony Rogers is a no joke. He will not be intimidated here tonight. Like I said earlier, this guy's been in some wars. No strength in the cage, no strength in the combat. He'll be very relaxed in the cage here tonight. I'm excited for this main event title fight, Tony.
Yeah, Tony Rogers sports that unorthodox, well, I guess it's orthodox in karate, but unorthodox in MMA. Looks like karate is making a comeback in MMA, and that's the kind of stance that he has when he fights. You'll see it looks like it's kind of awkward, but it's actually a traditional karate stance that he sports. And we'll see if that throws Brandon Davis off at all. Both fighters look ready. I'm excited for this fight. I'm getting goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
Ready, sir?
We are underway.
Remember, this is a championship fight scheduled for 5 4-minute rounds. There we go. Tony Rogers again, like what I said with that traditional stance, switching his hips.
Yep, switching back and forth between southpaw and orthodox. Doesn't seem to shake Brandon Davis too much. He's stalking him around the cage.
Tony Rogers hands down, no respect for Davis's hands, or probably more respect for his own hands, maybe.
Hands nowhere near his chin.
Chin is up, baiting Davis to come in. We're going to see quick leg kicks by Tony Rogers. Oh, it looks like he got an eye poke by Brandon.
He's hurt too.
Yeah, he's looks like he ate something bad there. Let's hope the fight does not end this way. Doctor coming in and take a look at Tony. It's never a good thing when your cornea gets scratched.
This is definitely definitely something that could affect him later in the fight. Obviously something that neither competitor wants, completely unintentional, but they'll take the necessary time to try and figure it out.
Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that Tony's okay. It looks like he's okay. Doctor wants to take a final look at him, make sure. Doctor's here for the safety of the fighters, obviously. Doctor asks Rogers if he can see. Rogers says yes. Like, oh me, I want to fight.
You can hear his father in his corner yelling out to him, telling him to take his time. Not a bad piece of advice at all. Looks like he's ready to go. Brandon Davis apologizes for the unintentional finger in the eye.
Good show of sportsmanship.
And we're back on. Here we go.
Nice little hug before I hit you in the face.
Looks like Tony's got his hands up a little higher, and it looks like he's moving that head a little more.
And it looks like he got hit a little low. Or he got hit in the gut. I don't know.
Ref says it was in the stomach. Hands are up now. He's moving that head a little more. Seems a little more agitated.
With the way Tony's hips are, I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot more side kicks coming out.
Man, you can tell he definitely got poked in that left eye. That thing is bloodshot.
Yeah,
noticeably bloodshot and aggravated.
We'll see if that seems to affect him on the fight. Quick kick by Tony Rogers. Good left hook. Davis has none of it. Circles back to the center of the cage.
Davis staying in that orthodox stance. Doesn't seem to be too confused by what Rogers is coming out with. Staying relaxed.
Lands a jab there. Needs to follow it up with something behind it.
Really love to see him throw a straight right. Tony Rogers' hands are very low. Looks like he's pulling guard for a guillotine. And,
Hey, he jumps guard and pulls on it.
Looks tight. Looks tight, Tony.
He needs to put his ear on his back and just wing down on that left elbow. Brandy's creating space and putting pressure on Rogers' shoulder as he should.
Trying to work a high guard. Doesn't look like Brandon Davis is fighting the hands at all. He's just kind of sitting in the guillotine.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of tripoding, keeping that pressure on Tony's shoulder. Eventually, Tony's arms will wear out if it's not choking Brandon out. There he is. Forced to let go. Again, Brandon's ground game is no joke, but Tony comes from a good MMA gym. They studied the same thing.
Tony continuing to work a very high guard.
Being on bottom, Tony's going to have to start creating angles, getting his head to the side if he wants to submit.
Absolutely. It looks like he's getting a little too content sitting on his back right here. But I got to say, before we go any further in this fight, no disrespect to any other fighters here tonight, but you can tell these two guys are on a different level than any of the other fighters that have entered the cage here tonight. These guys are veterans. They know what they're doing.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, it's not to say that, a year from now, 6 months from now, that we're not going to see some repeat fighters in here. We're sporting 3-0 records, 4-0 records, but as you said, there's definitely a different experience level that is visibly seen from these two fighters. Brandon working the body, Tony striking from the bottom. Not really looking to knock out Brandon, just more of an annoyance to maybe create some space, stand up, or create a submission.
Yeah, not doing a whole lot. Tony keeps trying to slide his hips out. He's unsuccessful. Brandon seems to be taking his time. Ooh, Tony going for an arm bar. Trying to isolate that left arm of Brandon Davis.
Looks close, too.
Yeah, it does.
Brandon doing a good job of stacking Tony. Looks like we got some knees to the ribcage there. Tony now going underneath the near leg, hoping for a sweep maybe. That's a go, going back to the arm. Here's the 10-second clacker. Big knees by Brandon, goes for a pass, lands a few more strikes to end the round.
I'm thinking Brandon Davis won that round. It was close, not a whole lot of action. There obviously wasn't a boring first round by any means, but that takedown and that top control, fighting off that submission at the end, I think that got him the win there.
I'm going to have to agree with you, and I'd really like to know how much damage mentally and physically that eye poke did to Tony. Rogers was out of commission for, about 2 minutes, with that eye poke, and as you said, it's visibly bloodshot.
That's it's not good for your mental psyche either. Mental psyche. Yeah, you
A lot of big words coming there from the.
a lot of big words coming from a little fighter. Don't look at me, Chaz Bryant. You can edit that out.
Tony Rogers trying to roar up the crowd.
He's in great shape. He's definitely got his breath back. Looks like Brandon's not breathing too hard either.
Both guys always exciting to watch. Every fight that I've seen them in, they've always been exciting. Even on the losing end, they give it their all. These guys are fighters. Here we are, our second fight of the night to go 2 rounds, or more than 1 round, should I say. Good exchange by both fighters.
Hands are super low, just jumping in there when he's going for these strikes. I'd really love to see Brandon Davis throw a straight right hand.
Davis forces Rogers against the cage. Rogers has the left arm underhook. Let's see if he can do something with it. Goes for a judo throw.
Sacrifices.
But again, Davies has a good ground game. It almost counters himself. Going for if he can pop his arm out, he has Tony's back.
And a very awkward scramble here.
Davies landing shots to the body. Rogers landing hammer fist to the thigh.
Brandon looking to get that right arm out.
Let's see if Rogers rolls in for a leg lock of some sort.
Looks like Brandon got that arm phrase successfully. Has Tony Rogers back down. See how
Gets a second hook in. Could be. Looks like he's got a figure 4 lock on the choke. And Rogers passed at the belt. Not quite sure what the air horn was for, but I think there was plenty of time left in the round. But nonetheless, Davies gets the win by rear naked choke over Tony Rogers. Very exciting fight.
second round rear naked choke finish. Guess what, my friends? That gives us 8 fights with 8 finishes here tonight. Who do you think for that?
Kevin, the master of cool, Ferran. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for putting this card together. He also had the help of Paul Boo and Marcelo Rodriguez. What an exciting main event that was. Our new champion at 170 pounds by rear naked choke, Brandon Davis. Drops to 9-5, but at 21 years of age, I really seriously doubt that's going to be the last time we hear about it.
Yeah, he'll be just fine. Brandon Davis obviously was a much better fit for him at this 170-pound weight class. You see him leaving the bit of goods here tonight. Davis his first title in his 5-fight career.
Very tall, very tall. I mean, 6'4" at 170 pounds. You're gonna capitalize on your reach there, and like I said, Davis has a good ground game. It was good.
And it paid off in the second round. Explain that position. It didn't look like it was working out too much, and then the next thing you know, you guys back. How did that work out? How did that come out?
Man, jiu-jitsu is us. We are Team Rock, jiu-jitsu all day. Royce Gracie jiu-jitsu. I'm a purple belt under Royce Gracie, and I love grappling.
I've heard your coach saying that's what you do. You do best. That girl there, so that got you there. Do you think maybe in the future now you're a welterweight title holder, people know who you are? They're going to be coming for you. What do you think you need to improve on?
My wrestling game, I guess, would be my weakest point, but I'm a good wrestler as well. So.
Hey, anybody you want to thank out there? I know you got a lot of people you want to thank. Let's hear it.
And I got to thank my team. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have anything. They push me every day. Team Rock Harrisburg. Thank my wife for putting up with all my crap and this. And my our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, for the Spartan Red Gala. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out tonight. We enjoyed the show. Please be careful on the way home. Don't forget our new and improved website, EliteCCF.com. Check us out. Be looking up for the next upcoming event.